Yesterday, His Excellency Bobiwine spoke to BBC in an important interview discussing the circumstances that led to his decision to temporarily leave the country. In this video, I'll take you through the full details of that interview, breaking down the key issues he raised, the concerns he expressed about his safety, and of course the wider political development surrounding his exit from the country. As you may already have seen, the Museveni regime, they have already started creating their own narratives about why His Excellency Bobiwine left Uganda, how he left, where he passed, and of course very many other claims. I'm sure you see them circulating all over social media. Now, I need to actually give you a hint. In this interview, His Excellency Bobiwine clearly stated he cannot disclose the details of how he left Uganda, of course, for very serious security reasons. And of course, I'm going to walk you through everything. Let me not even give you snippets of the entire interview. I'm going to take you through each and everything, and by the end of this video, it will help you separate facts from the claims you see circulating on social media. Before we go any further, if you are new here, of course, my name is JB Mwonge, and this is the JB Mwonge Talk Show. If you would love to be part of the JB Mwonge community, just book your seat. Just book your seat by clicking on that subscribe button so that you don't miss out next time. And actually, before I get started, help us make this video reach more people. Share it with your friends and the networks, so that this information reaches a wider audience. Now, let's get started with the interview. I don't want to take more time. Let's get started with the interview. And of course, it is just 22 hours ago. 22 hours ago. It was conducted recently on Sunday, the 15th, 22 hours ago. Now, it says, it has this headline: Ugandan opposition leader tells BBC he fled abroad, fearing for his life. That is the title. And there he is, our president, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Now, Ugandan opposition leader Bobiwine has told the BBC that he left the country because he feared for his life following January's disputed election. Speaking to News Hour from an undisclosed location after spending 2 months in hiding in Uganda, he said, "It was clear that the regime wanted to eliminate me." Now, I want you to highlight this. It was clear that the regime wanted to eliminate me. The pop star turned politician earlier announced he had fled the country in a video posted on X. In it, he repeated his claim that the election had been rigged in favor of Uganda's Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power since 1986. Museveni, 81, won with 72% of the vote and accused the opposition of seeking to overturn the results through violence. Now, this is a very unfortunate sentence in this article. Museveni is not 81, is around maybe 91 plus. He did not also win. He rigged the vote. Yeah, that is a fact. And also this accusation that the opposition wanted to overturn the results using violence, that is also a lie. Anyway, let's continue with the interview. They continue to say, Wine 44, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, told the BBC that during his 2 months in hiding, he had been sheltered by supporters, saying, "People gave me food, people gave me clothing, and everything else." He said, of course, they're talking about Bobiwine. He said Museveni had tried many times to have him killed, and that the president's son had made it clear without any filters. Museveni's son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who heads Uganda's military, said Wine was wanted dead or alive, without accusing him of any specific offenses, and also threatened to castrate him. Those messages have since been deleted from his X account. Meanwhile, some government members have denied that the security forces have been looking for him. The BBC has asked the police for comment. Wine said in the interview on Sunday, even if I'm out of Uganda, I am still not safe because I know that I'm being pursued by a regime that is able to pursue its political enemies wherever they are. He said he could not give details of how or when he had left Uganda for fear of putting those who helped him in danger. Wine said his family had left long before me, but he voiced fears for those in his party, the National Unity Platform, who remained in Uganda, including his deputy, Lina Zedriga, who he had named his temporary successor. She will be guiding and leading on ground, while I will be guiding and leading from wherever I will be, he explained. The opposition leader expressed a desire to return to Uganda, characterizing his departure as a brief one. Wine's video on X, posted on Sunday, was his first public appearance in weeks. It called for targeted international sanctions against Museveni. He alleged that the authorities had repeatedly raided the homes of his supporters, looking for him, including as recently as a Thursday, as well as set up roadblocks around the country. He said that his house in the capital, Kampala, was still surrounded by the military, as it has been since election day. He denied having broken the law, saying running for president is not a crime. Following protests against the election results, Kainerugaba, widely seen as a potential successor to his father, said that 30 terrorists from Wine's party had been killed. More about Uganda, of course, through this article, you can read more. Who is Bobiwine? Anyway, I'm not interested in this. Just read about who is Bobiwine if you don't know him. Anyway, that is it. That was the interview. That was the article about the interview BBC had with His Excellency Bobiwine. Very important points to note in this interview. The most important one, of course, is this one where he said however much he's out of Uganda, he's not safe. It's a very, very important one to note. Actually, he said, even if I'm out of Uganda, I am still not safe because I know that I'm being pursued by a regime that is able to pursue its political enemies wherever they are. So whoever was jubilating that, oh yeah, His Excellency Bobiwine is safe, the moment he has stepped out of this country, at least, yeah, and then you breathe it sighs of relief. Bro, he's telling you, even if he's out of the country, he is not safe because he knows he's being pursued by a regime that is able to pursue its political enemies wherever they are. So what does that communicate? We need to multiply our efforts. We need to triple our efforts so that we get the change we all desire as soon as yesterday. Anyway, let us break it down point by point. Of course, I think he started all the way here. When he told BBC that during his 2 months in hiding, he had been sheltered by supporters. And of course, we have to give thanks to comrades who had a chance to meet our president during that period of time, the 2 months when he was in hiding, those that fed him, those that gave him what to put on, those that took care of him. Of course, like he said in the video, he can't mention any, but wherever you are, you guys know yourselves. Salutations and a big thanks. He continued and said that he had said Museveni had tried many times to have him killed and that the president's son made it clearer without any fritters. Museveni, one statement is also President Jabade ayogera ne BBC. I'm going to be, of course, translating it. Kugamba nti adda nyonyola BBC nti akaseera ako kabadde nga yekwese abantu bebadde bamukwese bebadde bamuwa ekyokulya mujjukire nti amaka ge bagasalako mikwano gye gyatero kiringa najo drone zisibayo mu bbanga tasobola kwetaaya webawulira nti ali wano nga bayimbula emmamba abasirikale aba SFC military poliisi yonna nga bagenda basalako basaakinga roadblocks bazikola kiso abantu ba bulijjo gwotasobola kusuubira yabadde aliisa His Excellency Kyagulanyi yabadde amuwa ekyokwambala era yabadde amuwa n'ewokusula era n'agenda maaso nga gamba BBC nti kyali kyeraga lwatu kuva edda ti Museveni era yagala mutta era ng'agezezaako emirundi mingi nnyo ate mutabani we ate ye n'akijjayo mu lwatu nga teyeekwese yadde nakwekweka. BBC wano neeyongerezaako His Excellency Kyagulanyi wayogedde ekintu ekyo ekyokubeera nti Museveni ayagadde omutta emirundi mingi nti ate mutabani we ye n'akijjirayo mu lwatu. BBC nekakuteera waawo Muhoozi bunira ku yadda gy'ayogera. Muhoozi yakugamba ye kennyini nti ayagala Kyagulanyi nga mufu wanga mulamu naye nga talina kyamunenya nti oba guguno musango gwakoze no n'asuubiza n'okukola ki n'okumulaawa. Ne BBC negenda maaso ng'ekugamba nti message ezo ku X account kati ziriyo ziri deleted naye ng'ebigambo yabikola ki yabyogerera threats n'azikola ki n'azi issuinga. Kati wano BBC continues to say of course it reaches out to two parties during such kind of interviews before they actually even come up with these articles or even releasing videos. They always reach out to two parties to strike a balance. Now, it says, meanwhile, some government members have denied that the security forces have been looking for him. The BBC has asked the police for comment. Now, wano ye government evaayo negamba nti tewali n'omwana onya Kyagulanyi naye mwena mukimanyi bulungi nti no amakage gakyali under military occupation as we speak now. Amakage galinga war zone. Amakaga His Excellency Kyagulanyi zogamba nti no military barracks. You get kati wabanga badde tebamunoonya oba wabanga tebamunoonya bakola ki makage lwaki tebakkiriza muntu wadde baganda ba His Excellency Kyagulanyi tebakkirizibwa kugenda muki kugenda makago. Yeah, what I'm trying to say, of course government comes out to say that they have not been looking for him, but here is the scenario. Ever since the elections ended, the residence of His Excellency Bobiwine was cordoned off by armed soldiers, those that are attached to protecting the president, the SFCs. There is military, there is police, all kinds of police and those security operatives. They took over the entire house of Bobiwine. What are they doing there? They actually don't even allow anyone to access that premises. And then they come out to say that, no, we're not looking for him. The other thing, recently, they raided the home of Bobiwine's personal assistant, Don Sheriff. Everything was captured live on camera. The CCTV footages are still circulating on social media. Armed soldiers storming the residence of Bobiwine's personal assistant, looking for Bobiwine, looking for his personal assistant. And when the wife explained that the husband was not at home, even Bobiwine was not at home, then they asked the wife what Bobiwine's car was doing in their compound. And then the wife explained that the car does not belong to Bobiwine. He actually even encouraged them to verify the ownership of the car using the number plate. They couldn't do that. What they did, they abducted the wife, and up to now, the wife is still missing up to date. The wife of Bobiwine's personal assistant is missing to date. She's nowhere to be seen. I'm going to come back and give you that update in full detail. Yeah, I'm going to come back and give you that update. So, if they come out and say they do not want him, that's a lie. Awabalimba. Baba tebogeza chi? Tebogeza mazima. His Excellency Kyagulanyi sindama kugamba wadde nti afulumye eggwanga tali seefu. Tali seefu yadde n'akamu kuba akimanyi nti nno adiringa n'abasajja abali connected. Adiringa n'abasajja abasobola okugoberera omuntu ne bamutuusaako obulabe yonna gy'asobola okukola ki okubeera. Kati gwe wenna asabira His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu essaala bambi genda mu maaso. Gwe wenna abeera awo n'owulira nga omulumirirwa nnyo bambi genda amaaso n'okukola ekyo kisoboka. Gwe nawe ali out there nga your main preoccupation is to make sure that we get a non-fictional socio-economic and political change in this our country Uganda. Whatever you do towards that cause, multiply those efforts, triple those efforts. Enkyukakyuka eno tugifune as soon as yesterday. Goyinza okulowooza nti afulumye eggwanga lino nti ali safe, tali safe. Yadde n'akamu yakikwegambidde. Bino ali mu binyumya ne BBC. Bino ali mu binyumya ne BBC. This is the interview he had this previous Sunday. Ennaku z'omwezi zadde 15 omwezi ogwokusatu omwaka 2024 immediately nga yakamala okukola ki okulangira nti afulumye eggwanga. Ekirala kyeyogedde ekiri very important is the fact that he said he could not give details of how or when he had left Uganda for fear of putting those who helped him in danger. Tagenda kuvaayo abannyonnyolo babagambe nti nno bwenti bwe nafulumye Uganda oba lunaku bwe lutu bwe nafulumye Uganda. Ekyo tagenda kikola. Tayagala kuteeka mu mati g'abantu bonna be yagetinze in contact with nga afuluma eggwanga eryo ng'era atema empenda y'okufuluma Uganda eno. Kati kino kituzaayo ku videos all already saturating nga nazze nenziwaako obujulizi video nkadde kati ng'eye Kigali International Airport. Very many of you were hoodwinked by that old video which was captured on the 5th of October 2023 when His Excellency Bobiwine was coming back from Johannesburg. Actually, millions of Ugandans were waiting for him to welcome him back. That day, he was abducted right immediately after landing at Entebbe International Airport. So, katika video yako, propagandist ke bakozesa, abatayagala Bobiwine batandika okumukolera kama wulire nti ayita ate Rwanda, Kagame akolagana ne Museveni. Bobiwine alimbazanyira ku mutwe. Golaba bigatta batandise okukolerako bu videos ndi batandika bali ku radio stations, bali ku TV stations, they're discussing about that video. But anyway, nabanyonyodde ensonga eyo gwe ne yagimisinze. Go back to our previous video and get the full details of nebifaananyi ebitambula nabyo nabibakoledde mu video nembalaga engeri gye babikolamu. Yes, wadde nti abamu tekyabasanyudde temwagala abantu babuuke, abamu babeera banoonya content, naye tulina okubeera abamazima. Tobeera activist alimbalimba abantu, beera activist ayimirira ku kigambo kyo, beera activist nga ogenda mu ggwanga epya. Mu Uganda empya sitwagala mu bulimba, sitwagala mu bubbi, sitwagala mu bukumpanya. Ebyo obanga byogenda okukolera mu Uganda empya ojja obuzaabuza abantu, ojja olimba abantu nga gw'olina byeyagala okuyisaawo, oyagala views, oyagala likes. Tetujja wano kujja bimwonge tetubikkiriza. Kiina kutandikira eno paka gye tunaakola ki, gye tunaasembera. So gwe nawe naanoonya content, gwe nawe naanoonya views, tozikolera ku mukulembeze. Eno ensonga gye tuliko eri very serious. Very, very serious. Togizanyiramu, togikoleramu malala, togikoleramu content. Ye ensonga lwaki action navuddeyo nembanyonyola muve ku bibozibozi ebiyitangana mbu yayise wano mbu ate simanyi wano ali kunyonyi nono simanyi no. Ebyo nabyo nabujwanga. Akugambye tagenda kuvaayo kuwa details how or when. Pinali mbyogera ne BBC. His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu agenda maaso n'akugamba n'agamba ku BBC wano nti family ye yasooka okufuluma eggwanga. Mujjukire nti amagye we gaasalako amaka ga His Excellency Kyagulanyi nnaku z'omwezi nga 16 ye yatolokamu mu nju. Then that day tebayingira mu nju munda, baabuuka ne bava wabweru ne bagwa munda mu fence nga bakozesa eddaala ne bagwa munda, naye tebabreakinga into the house. Kati we yalaba ekyo kyokka that action gye baatekinga nga bakola formations ez'enjawulo bagezaako okwagala okubeera nti bamukwata, n'ayitamu mu ngeri ya Robert Dobb style. Yayitamu gali makaage asobola okumanya nti nno n'ayita wano tebagenda kundaba. So yayitamu mu ngeri yona gye yayitamu Then on the 23rd of January ne baddamu atamaka ne baga breaking into ne batwala ebintu byonna omukyala ne bamwasalutinga ne bamwambula engoye n'amukuba ebifaananyi ne bakola Bujwanga yali mungi nnyo, yali unspeakable. She gave you an order of that during we yali afuna treatment wali ku Nsambya Hospital. I came and give you those full details as well. So from that time Babi yafuluma eggwanga era nga yavaayo during the time we yali nga addressing the Geneva Summit. Abasinga obungi ndowooza mwakitegeera nti Babi yali yakoze ki, yali yayita muda. So naye His Excellency Kyagulanyi agenda maaso nga agamba BBC wano ayogerako n'ensi ng'agigamba nti awulira okutya eri abakulembeze be aba National Platform abasigadde mu Uganda, including his deputy Lina Zedwiga, who had been named as his temporary successor. Mwena mujjukire nti yadde afuluma eggwanga obukulembeze bwa National Platform yabulekedde Dr. Lina Zedwiga. Dr. Lina Zedwiga is the deputy president of the National Platform for Northern Uganda. Currently is the acting president of the National Platform. Ne president agamba tawulira bambi muli okutya eri abakulembeze bano bajjowero ba Lewis, secretary general Lewis, the deputy president Banambeshe n'abasigadde abalala. Yes, awulira nga muli okutya okwo kuba akugamba wano nti Lina Zedwiga should be guiding and leading on ground, nga ye is guiding and leading from wherever he will be. Now His Excellency Kyagulanyi eno interview yagikoze ku Sunday ennaku z'omwezi zadde 15 jo naye we yabadde ayogera yagambye she will be guiding and leading on ground while I will be guiding and leading from wherever I will be. Wano kiraga nti waliwo ebitundu byagenda okubeeramu nga tosobola kumanya nti ali wano. Si buli gyagenda okubeera nti ogenda kubeera omanyi. Wherever he will be guiding and leading. Wherever he will be. Tagambye nti nno we naabeera wano bagenda kubeera wano. Wherever oba wa. So gwe tosuubirayo kubeera ng'omanyi nti kati ali wano nti oba ali wano. Kyenjagala omanyi nti president yafulumye bulungi nnyo era eggwanga yalifulumye. Yalifulumye atya? Yalifulumye ddi? Ebyo you don't need to know that. Ekyo kiri akugenda tagenda kuvaayo bikunyonyola ebyo kitegeera. Anyway, BBC continues to point to His Excellency Bobiwine's video on X, which was posted on Sunday. Iranga agamba wano in article nti this was his first public appearance in weeks. It called for targeted sanctions against Museveni. He alleged that the authorities had repeatedly raided the homes of his supporters looking for him. Yes, regime operatives bagenze maaso nga bamenya amaka g'abawagizi ba NUP, abawagizi ba His Excellency Kyagulanyi nga bamunoonya, including as recently as Thursday. Mbanyonyodde engeri gye balumbyemu amaka I came out actually and they gave you this update in the full details about His Excellency Bobiwine's personal assistant, Don Sheriff Najja. Yes. And I promised you I'll also come back and give you those details in full. Yeah. Okujjukiza bagamenye nga bamunoonya ne batamufuna. Omukyala ne bamutwala. Up to now tewali n'omu amanjali. Nenga bade bakola ki? Bade bagala Kyagulanyi nga bagala ni personal assistant we. Roadblocks. Actually, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamulo we yavuddeyo n'agamba nti afulumye eggwanga. Museveni wamu ne bakyali be baganyo kikkiriza. Immediately ne batwala amagye police ku airport. Ne batandika okuteekawo roadblocks ez'enjawulo mu bitundu eby'enjawulo. Even ku Sunday kwe nyini bazimounting nga bifo eby'enjawulo nga balowooza nti maybe yadaalimba. Tebakikkiriza because they didn't expect this. Yabakachinga naweya. Bino byonna president byaliko tebyali mu kibalo kya Museveni. Ye yali abaze kimu nti akalulu kagwa Kyagulanyi tuyiwa amagye wuwe nga mangi nnyo nga tubale tumutambulirako mu campaigns mwena mukimanyi bulungi nti mu campaigns as if it was a military operation. Anyway, it was a military operation, but abantu abasoba mu 10 nga batrailing omuntu omubakutte bonna emmundu. So their plan was to have him under house arrest. Their plan was to have him under detention. Their plan was have him under incommunicado detention. Their plan was having him in prison. Their plan was eliminating him. So that was their plan. He was 100 miles ahead of them. That's why they couldn't believe ngavuddeyo n'agamba nti tali mu ggwanga. Kino kibadde bagezaako prevent nga tebaagala akole ki bale tebaagala agende. He continues to say, he said that his house in the capital Kampala was still surrounded by the military as it had been since election day. Yeah, makage magere gakyasaliddwako, the military was on. He denied having broken the law, saying running for president is not a crime. Taina teeka na limu lyamenye kuba okwesimba kuba president si musango yadde n'akamu. So in brief, for those baganda bafe abooluganda kuba natandikidde mu Kingere, I believe interview mugitegedde bulungi n'amakulu oba n'ebyo ebikulu ebirimu nabyo ndowooza mubitegedde bulungi kuba nabasuubiza okunokolayo ebyo ebikulu biri very important mu interview eno gye yabadde nayo ku BBC. Ngenda kubeera nga nzijamba wa updates bweziti kuba nyina okubeera nga mbakeepinga muli informed about ebigenda mu maaso. Mwenna mukimanyi bulungi nti mainstream media eyaffe wano Uganda is compromised. It can't come out in plain black and white to give you details like this. Mwalabye how they reported about how His Excellency Bobiwine left the country. The headlines nosanga TV station number negamba nti Kyagulanyi adduse mu ggwanga, embeera emulemeredde. Naye nga TV ya Buganda nga wandisuubidde nti bandibadde omwana waabwe ava mu kitundu kyabwe atalina yadde buzibu ali well, I don't know, wenatandika omwana ate mujja kunyiiga naye wandiga nti bandiyimiridde naye mu kaseera nga kana akazigizigi ne bakulaga nti bakola statement nga tezimukuba bukubi. N'osanga nga ate platforms eziri wabweru wa Uganda ate munange nga ziri reporting ebintu ebituufu nga ze ziwandika articles zirina emitwe egyo gyennyini egisaanidde. Nfuna bulungi. So kyennyamiza nerere eggwanga lyetukola ki lyeri eggwanga lyetuwangaaliramu. So kati tosuubirayo mainstream media platforms kukuwa ebyo byennyini gwe byolowooza nti no byogenda okukola ki biwandiyagadde okufuna. Sibamba gamba nti mu supporting enyo platforms zaffe zino emikutu gyaffe gino ffe gitwekuliyetingirawo ffe bannankyukakyuka mugi facilitating. Twetaaga amagezi gammwe, osobola okusindikira message ku WhatsApp yange no nga bikyusaamuko wano kola boti ne boti wano wandibadde oterezaamu wano mugi supporting financially. Si gwange gokagoka n'emikutu emirala mingi noyina okumanya nti guno mukutu gwegwo si buli mukutu. Osobola okulondayo n'ogamba no kanyambeko omuvubuka ono kanyambeko omwana ono. Abantu abasinga mulowooza nti no giri emikutu giri funded by NUP. Nedda emikutu gyaffe ffe twaje kulyetingira tusobola okubeera nga amawulire tugongerayo. Kyemmanyi giyamba in one or the other. Gina kye gigattako, so tweyambe mu ngeri emu oba endala. Naye mbeebaza nnyo okubeera nga you always come around to get the updates as they are. Nga tezirimu yadde ka filter, ka update tezirimu yadde kantuntu. Yes. So maybe I should do again give you this so that you remind yourself about the issues His Excellency Bobiwine raised during the time he was exiting the country.
Fellow Ugandans and friends of Uganda all over the world, by the time you see this video, I will have left the country for some critical engagements outside Uganda, and at the right time I will come back and continue with the cause. I thank all of you fellow Ugandans who have concealed and protected me for all this time when the regime was looking for me. Those of you who fed me, those who clothed me, and those who offered me shelter. I will not mention your names, but God bless you. I thank the men and women in uniform who defied the illegal orders and instead of arresting me, gave me the information that I needed to keep safe. I thank the priests who prepared mass for me and supported my spiritual life when I needed it most. I thank my family for staying strong in these tough times. I want to thank in a very special way the people of Uganda for your prayers, for your support, and your encouragement. You have once again demonstrated that once you believe in something, especially an idea of liberation, you will contribute the little that you have, including risking your lives and your families to protect those that are fighting for that idea. You did this before in the 1980s, and you have done it again in 2026. And I'm sure you will continue doing it whenever it's necessary. Just different times, different generations, but same mission, a mission to freedom. It's laughable that for almost 2 months, the entire security apparatus of Uganda has invested billions of taxpayers' money to search for me everywhere, but they failed to get me. Why? Because the people have protected me. They have staged roadblocks everywhere, searching vehicles and even forcing motorcycle riders and their passengers to remove helmets, causing traffic jam and inconveniencing citizens, all on the orders of Museveni's son. They have raided homes of my comrades, searching for me. I mean, just 2 days ago, they raided the home of my personal assistant, Comrade Don Sheriff Naja, and when they didn't find me or him, they abducted his wife, and she's still missing up to the present. Good enough, all this was caught on camera. You have seen what happened to the 9 police officers that were assigned to me by the Electoral Commission during the campaigns. They were arrested, they were detained, and now they've been dismissed from the police force with disgrace, apparently because they did not aid the regime in spying on me and preventing me from leaving my house on the 16th of January, even when their assignment was over and they were officially withdrawn on the 15th of January. Now, I want to say this again to you, fellow citizens. We won the 2026 presidential elections. We won it, and Museveni rigged it. And that is why, out of shame and lack of legitimacy, him and his son are searching for me everywhere. They raided my home on the 16th of January, but I was able to escape from them. A few days later, they conducted another raid. And in this raid, they assaulted my wife and family members. They vandalized our house. They stole various items and occupied our home. And up to now, our home is still surrounded by the military. Now, this is why I'm hiding, and that's why I'm leaving the country for a while. We decided to fight back, not only within the country, but also internationally. And among the things that we hope to pursue are targeted sanctions against Museveni and his enablers. We also want those countries that are funding Museveni's killing machine to stop, and if possible, to completely cut ties with the regime in Uganda. In the recent days, we've been speaking on international platforms, although we've been doing it virtually. Now, we are going to be doing it physically. And on that note, I want to notify the comrades and leadership in the diaspora that I will be with you in the coming days. Let us prepare to lobby, to mobilize, to organize and push back against the violations in Uganda. In my absence, my Deputy President, Dr. Lina Zedriga, who has just been released from prison, will be acting president. After doing my work on the international platform, I will return back to my country and let the regime do whatever they want to me in full view of the world. After all, I have not committed any crime. Running for president is not a crime. For now, I ask you, comrades, to remain firm, to remain united, and to keep the hope alive. People power, our power. Our power, people power. For
Yes.
God and my country.
Yeah, just njagadde gikuddiramu kimanyi wajjiwulira naye due to the fact that it is connected to this interview gyabadde nayo ku BBC ngambye kyamakulu okujjukiza ebigambo bino because feeding this mind is like bathing, we need it every day. Mwerabira nnyo. Anyway, that was it. I don't have any more away from this. I just wanted to share you that. Help me make this video reach a wider audience by sharing it. Become a member by subscribing to this platform of the part of the JB Monge community. That is it. Peace and love.